Hello everyone, it is Toby here, and 3.5 years ago I made a video unboxing my brand new barbell, and that was the Mirafit M3 black barbell that you see on the wall behind me there. And since I've made that video, it has got a couple of thousand views now, and it keeps getting the same comment over and over again, which is, "Hey Toby, how's the bar holding up? Do you still use it? Is it still worth going for?" So today I'm going to be addressing that in this video. We are going to be talking about the Mirafit M3 Barbell 3.5 years later. Now I know the title and thumbnail said 3 years later. 3.5 years doesn't have the same ring to it in a title and thumbnail, so minor clickbait. It's actually been longer, and spoiler alert, it's held up pretty well. Like, I still use it every single session. I've had no need to get a new barbell, so the main offset to this video is it holds up great, and that's usually what I reply to everyone's comments, because obviously in a comment you can't get as much information over the line as you can in a video, so I usually just say, yep, it's great, still use it every session. But in today's video, we're going to dive a little bit deeper into how it's holding up, some of the issues that I found, what's good about it, what's great about it, and whether I still recommend it 3.5 years on. So without further ado, sit back, relax, and let me take you through the story of my Mirafit M3 barbell, some of the things I've encountered over the years. This bar has been with me everywhere over the last 3.5 years. We've pulled some big numbers on it. We are still pulling some big numbers on it. It has been into 3 different iterations of the home gym. So yeah, it's got quite a story to tell. So let's sit back and get into that right now. But before we do, we are absolutely storming towards 1,000 subscribers on the channel, which is amazing. I can't even fathom to comprehend how many people 1,000 people is. So all I'm going to say is, if this is new for you, this channel, you've come from my other barbell video, or this is a brand new video, you want to see how the bar's holding up, please be sure to go and hit subscribe, because every single week we do training videos using that bar and using all of the equipment in this home gym. I am an amateur strongman, making my way all the way to a 300 kilo deadlift right now. We are doing competitions, we are doing grip training, we're doing lots and lots of fun stuff every single week. So if that sounds like something you'd be interested in watching, then please be sure to subscribe. But if you're just here to find out about the bar, please don't leave the video without leaving a like on it, because it really does help the channel out. So now that the shameless self-promotion is out of the way, we can get into talking about this barbell, how it has held up remarkably well over the last 3.5 years, why I still think it's a fantastic barbell for you to get on quite a good budget, and whether or not, yeah, I still recommend it, and I think you could probably tell, yes, I do. But let's go into its story, some of the big weights I've pulled on it, and some of the things that it has done that has been really helpful for me. So the bar, I first got it, as I said, 3.5 years ago in March of 2021. I'd been doing strongman for 1 full year at that point. I started in March 2020 with the COVID lockdown. And this bar was the first step up in my equipment, because before that we were using the really rusty one up above it. And this bar has seen a lot. It has been in this garage gym, it has been through 2 different iterations of my bedroom gym, and then back into this garage gym. So it has seen 3 different gyms. If I can find some B-roll of the old bedroom gyms, I will put them over the screen, because you'll be able to see, like, we had to train in the garden in the first bedroom gym because the bedroom wasn't big enough to have a 7-foot bar in it. So every time I had to use this barbell, it was out in the garden. But yeah, that probably attributes to the rust a little bit, because we used to train out in the rain. But this bar has seen me through countless PRs, countless sessions. As I said, 3.5 years down now. We started with this bar, the first heavy deadlift I pulled on that bar, I got a 210 kilo PB. That was the same session I also broke the 200 kilo barrier. So we've actually had this bar as long as I've been able to deadlift over 200 kilo, and we have now gone all the way up to pulling 285 kilo on this exact bar. So it has seen me through a lot of PBs and has lasted very well. It is obviously never any issues bending, no issues whatsoever with any like breaking. The sleeves have never come off or anything crazy like that. it is absolutely held up phenomenally, and it still is in perfectly usable condition. I haven't taken as good care of it as some people who care about the look of their barbells might do, because for me, all I care about is using the thing. Like, this isn't the prettiest home gym, it is not the most well equipped. I just want some weights to use. I don't care about the aesthetics of it at all. So it has lasted really, really well, all things considered. I've been training out in the rain with it. I've been training just outside in general, in here, in this garage. Before, it was all nice and floored on everything. When this was back still as a garage, I was still training with it. So it's seen a lot, but it's held up well. So I'm going to flip the camera around now, show you the bar more close up, talk about some of the things that have happened with it, and some of the things that I'm really impressed with it on. Yeah, let's do it. So getting up close and personal, you can see that the black colouring has lasted pretty well for the most part, especially on this centre bit here. It is still nice and black, it is still nice and shiny. The only thing is on the sleeves here, you can see it is started to wear away the most. Obviously, this is where we are changing the plates, pulling them on and off, so it is starting to wear the black coating a bit. It is getting a bit rusty as well, but to me that's expected to happen on the sleeves. That's exactly the place where it's having the most friction put over it. So you can see just here it's starting to wear a bit, but most of it is just rust, so a lot of it, as you can see, does just wipe off. But yeah, most of it is fine. The end caps are still great, still shiny, still look really, really nice. And as I said, yeah, there's a bit of rust on the knurling as well, especially near the knurl marks is where they've taken the biggest hit. You can see that they are very, very rusty. But again, with a wire brush or some solution or something, most of that I'm sure will rub off. But I don't really care too much about the rust on it. Like, the bar still looks a hell of a lot better than my old one up here. You can see this one is almost completely corroded. It's really, really bad, whereas this one is still holding up really, really nicely. And I've had this bar about 4 years, and you can see this bar is not spinning at all anymore, whereas this one, it still has a really nice amount of spin on the sleeves, the same as when I got it. It's really, really nice. I have absolutely no issues with it. So unless something like rust bothers you, which is an easy fix, obviously keep it inside, keep it out of a damp, humid garage, and treat it nicely, keep it careful and nice, and don't lift without it in the rain. I'm sure it will hold up a lot better than mine has. But even for not caring about it and doing any exercise in the rain, outside, in here where it's humid and gets really loads of condensation on it and stuff, it's still held up fantastically, and I've got no issues with that or how it looks at all. So where I'm sure that you can definitely take better care of it than I have, but also you can spend a lot of extra money and buy a stainless steel bar or a really nice hard chrome coated bar that's going to be way more resistant to rust and weathering. It's going to cost you so much more money. This bar is a phenomenal value. Like, it really, really is. It is fantastic. As barbells go, it is very well priced for the quality of it. You can obviously get a cheap, very, very cheap barbells like that top one that are just going to flake off, rust, not be able to spin anymore. But the Mirafit ones, they're still in that price bracket of being really, really affordable, great delivery, and the build quality of them is still absolutely fantastic, to the point where it has held on really well over the last 3.5 years. So as far as me still recommending it, absolutely do. If you're looking for a budget bar to get started with, an all-purpose bar, the M3 is the go-to. The Mirafit Barbell, it's fantastic. And I love the black coating. It looks really nice, but they also have other coatings as well, as like orange, or I believe they just have normal chrome as well. I haven't really looked into it too much. I just like the black one because it looks nice. But yeah, I still use it every session now. Like, genuinely, every time I use a barbell, I use that one. I don't use the others. The other's really rusty one I may use for stuff like Viking press or things, or like in a landmine where I'm a bit more abusive to the bar. So I do care for it a bit in that way. And the new deadlift bar is obviously my brother's, and we do use that for deadlifts now. But for everything else, and for plenty of heavy deadlifts, we've used that middle Mirafit M3 Barbell. And I can't see myself buying another one anytime soon until that one fully packs in, because it has been absolutely fantastic. So there we go, that is my thoughts on the barbell, and as to whether you should still get it, obviously, absolutely, it is a fantastic bit of kit, and now hopefully you have had that answer to that question on the other review and on a few of my other videos where people have gone, how's the bar holding up? Do you still recommend it? Yes, I absolutely do. It's holding up absolutely fine, better than I would ever expect from a barbell. A lot of people, want to keep them pristine, want to keep them perfect, but that's not the reality of doing hard strongman training. It's going to get dinged up, it's going to get rusty, but does it still function as a barbell? Yes, it does. It's perfectly straight. The sleeves still roll fantastically. The knurling is still grippy as anything. Absolutely no issues from me. So that is where I'm going to leave this video off for you guys. Just a little bit of a recap, a bit more of a talky one. We're going to get back to the hard training in the next video, but if there is any of my other bits of kit in here that I've reviewed in the past that you want a follow-up video on, then do let me know. I've got pretty much everything I've ever bought still in this room, as well as anything you see in the background that I might not have reviewed in the past that you want to see a review on. Again, leave it down in the comments below. But as I said earlier in the video, if you've made it this far and you haven't considered hitting subscribe, please be sure to go ahead and do so. We are gunning towards that big goal. We are nearly there. And if you like training, hard training, strongman training, or just home gyms in general, be sure to follow the channel because we have plenty of that content for you guys and plenty more coming in the future. But anyway, if you don't want to do that, then please just leave a like down below. It's completely free and helps me out more than you could know. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. I've been Toby and I will see you in the next one.